Where in the world is Maggie McDaniel?
We found her.
Good morning, Maggie. Can't imagine being in a better place than you are right now after yesterday's events, all the way from Rome. It's Maggie McDaniel. Good morning.
Yes, buongiorno a tutti.
Yeah.
How are you?
Did that well.
Yeah, that sounded fabulous. I think it said, "How was that gelato?"
Good morning.
It was good.
Good morning good morning to everyone. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Boy, after Poland,
Yeah.
you didn't think it could get any better, but canonization of two new saints for the church. What a great gift and blessing it was to be able to come and participate in that. Absolutely amazing.
Let's tackle that. We're talking about it's being reported, and you never know if we're underreporting, but it's at least 70,000 people there for the canonization. The energy of that place just had to be crazy because everyone has been waiting for these canonizations, which were first originally scheduled to be separate, now put together. These two young men who have been raised to the altar now. I can't imagine what that atmosphere was like yesterday.
You know, it was electrifying. It was encouraging. Matter of fact, where we had our brunch today at Home Baked, the owner there said, the crowd was large, but she said, everybody here is so friendly and nice. You don't always see that in Rome.
Right.
So even the people that they were seeing afterwards, but no, everybody was just excited for this to happen. People of all ages, but a lot of young people. I was actually blessed to be invited to go in with the Assisi group, actually with the priest that presented us with the relic over a year ago. And so it was pretty electrifying to be with everybody from Assisi. We met the mayor of Umbria, the mayor of Assisi. It was just really a great time. And, yeah, people were just full of joy. You're right. They had been waiting for it, and it was just a beautiful morning to sit and pray and then to listen to Pope Leo proclaim the message, the doctrine of whatever, to make them saints. It was just beautiful.
Well, and kind of take us through, this is not your first time being there for a canonization. This isn't your first time being in Rome for big events like the ascendancy of a Holy Father, which you've been there to be personal witness to. How was this gathering different than what you might have experienced in the past?
I'm not so sure if it's really different as far as, because, you have the crowds, you have the enthusiasm and whatnot, but it was very prayerful. Sometimes you get that many people in a square and it's hot and people are roaming around and they're doing other things and not paying attention sometimes to the mass. But it really was a prayerful morning. Yeah, but we were surrounded by people who were praying. We were praying the rosary. I was sitting with our deacon, Andrew Messer, and he was doing the Liturgy of the Hours, and other people were just, doing it. We were sitting with some nuns around us, surrounded. But so it was just, it was a very prayerful but joyful morning. I even told Deacon Andrew afterwards, I said, sitting there, we got in early. You think people say, oh, my gosh, how could you sit there and wait that long for something? It didn't. It went fast. It was beautiful. And just to watch the people and see them coming all for the same reason. The love of these young people for the faith and an inspiration for all of us. They're all coming for the same reason, to celebrate them being raised to sainthood.
And again, Maggie, you're going from one special place to the next, and it again backs up my argument and my statement that God likes you. He does. He really likes you.
Smiles on you.
He really smiles on you. So you went from Poland for our 15th anniversary pilgrimage, Annunciation Radio's 15th anniversary pilgrimage to Poland, straight from there to this canonization. So I do want to circle back around just a few days earlier. You're wrapping up that pilgrimage. We heard from you guys on Thursday, but wanted to find out that about the ending of that pilgrimage as well.
Yeah, we talked to you. I think we were at the John Paul Center or the Divine Mercy Chapel. I'm trying to remember. We were at the John Paul Center, Have No Fear Center, the last we spoke to you. And, really after that, the last day, we went back into town. Some people did some last-minute shopping. We did our packing, had a really nice farewell dinner. But then we were on the bus at 3:30 in the morning to go to the airport.
Wow.
So there wasn't, because our flight was at 6:30. so we had to transfer from Krakow to Amsterdam, and we were all on the same flight. And then, of course, then the group went on to Detroit. We went on to Rome. But so after we talked to you, that kind of was the end of the pilgrimage, so to speak. Yeah.
But in talking to Eileen and in talking to others on the pilgrimage, they were still having a hard time putting some of those moments into words because of how moving they were and just the things that they were experiencing as they went from place to place. I think of Our Lady of Czestochowa in a particular way. I think that visit really stunned some of the folks in a way that they weren't anticipating. And then, of course, the visit to Auschwitz.
Yeah, no, and I always say, it takes a while to process any pilgrimage, I think, because each day you are faced with something new and exciting and maybe learning about a saint or a place you've never heard of or do not know much about, and you're learning new things. Well, you can't process that, and you're on to the next thing. So I tell people it takes time to process it. You go back, maybe when you're rested, you're going through your photos, you're looking things over, and it can take some time. Which I think is a beautiful thing because it's not like, okay, that's done and over with and you don't think about it anymore. This is part of your faith, and maybe you start reading about some things you didn't know about. Maybe you start, learning more about Our Lady of Czestochowa or the people of Poland and how their faith grew. Or some people said, I didn't know that much about the Divine Mercy before, and Sister Faustina or Maximilian Kolbe. So I think it's a great opportunity to learn more about our faith once we come home. It's not like a 2-week pilgrimage or vacation and then it's behind you.
Mm. And going to yesterday's canonization, it really is an indication of all that's going on in the world right now. We're going to be talking here in just a few minutes about one of the royals who converted and some things that's going to be happening at Westminster Abbey that haven't happened since the 1700s. I mean, there are just gigantic things that are happening all around us, and I would think that the intercession that we're already feeling from Carlo Acutis and have been for some time, and Pier, Giorgio, look, this declaration of the church that these two individuals are in heaven means they have been interceding on our behalf for some time now, and I think we're seeing the fruits of that.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there, Dave. Yeah, it is beautiful, and it's wonderful to see. And then, like I said, the inspiration that they're given to these young folks. And the sad part is, I think if these two saints were canonized separately, I bet you they each would have had well over 100,000 people or more.
Right. Yeah.
They might have had, Pier, Giorgio would have had a lot more because these people were coming you saw how many were there for that weekend. Probably over 700,000 that came for the Mass with the Pope. That would have been the day that he was canonized. The same thing with Carlo Acutis. The sad part is, people can't travel back 2 or 3 different times always to come to these things. But the beautiful thing is, I'm EWTN. You have Catholic radio all over the world, and the TVs that can televise it for people.
Now, I want to circle back around because, as you pointed out, I asked a really dumb question. I said, what was different about it? Nothing's different about it, Dave. What is wrong with you? But then you said you were roaming around in Rome. So that I thought, well, that was everybody forgot what I said when you said roaming around because that was kind of a funny statement.
Yeah, thanks for reminding us, Dave.
You roam around in Rome in a different way.
Yeah, we're Roman Catholics in Rome.
Yeah,
absolutely. You got a lot of. In fact, every month you've got a pilgrimage coming up that people can get involved in. Most of them still have room. Right, so if you want to go to the Holy Land in January or in Mexico in February, I'll tell you what, there's so many great opportunities with so many wonderful priests that are going.
Yeah, and we have France coming up in March. Well, for people who want to visit the saints in France as well as Normandy.
And that Danube River cruise with Father Ron Schock and Monsignor Komaki coming up as well. So. Yeah, always busy, Maggie.
Yeah, check us out.
Yeah, CatholicFaithJourneys.com. And it's so great to hear your voice, and I can't wait to see your face.
Yes, all right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Maggie.